Okay, this is arrays part 2. We've learned to declare and initialize inline using curly brackets, members of an array. But we can also declare an array and initialize it later on using a for loop. So let's go make another array of integers, and we'll call it numbers. And say if I declare an array, but I'm not initializing in line, I need to say how many items are going to be in the array. That also can't change. You can't change how many items are in your array. You can change what they are, but you can't change how many items. So if I'm not going to, if I initialize it right in line, then it's very clear how many items are in the array. In the last video we had an array that had 4 items in it. But if I'm not going to initialize it right in line, I need to say how many items are in it. So we say int number, so int with the square brackets means it's going to be an array. Numbers is the name of the array, equals new int, so a new array of integers, and we have to say how many items are in it. So let's say, I don't know, let's say 25. I'm going to make 25 numbers. 25 integer variables called numbers. Then in the setup, I can initialize it by using a for loop. So I can say for int I, our counter variable, equals 0. I is less than the number of variables we are initializing. So I is less than 25, I plus plus, open a curly bracket, close my curly bracket. And here I can do the initialization. So I can say numbers I, so using that counter variable. So the first time through the for loop, I is 0, so number 0 equals, I don't know, we'll make them all ridiculous. For now, we'll just make them all 10. So the first item in the array, number 0 is 10, number 1 is 10, number 2 is 10, number 3 is 10, number 4 is 10, all the way through up until we get to 25. So now I've just made really easily 25 variables. Now, it doesn't make a lot of sense if you might want them all to be the same number, but you could also use the counter variable in the declaration. Let's say I just wanted them each to have that value. So I could say the first item in the array has a value of 0, the second item in the array, so once it loops through and I becomes 1, so I will be 1, then I will be 2, so the third item in the array has a value of 2, and so on and so forth. So now, if I'd say for text number, and I don't know, put like 15 in here, at 100, what value is going to be produced on the screen? Oh, because I called it numbers. Let's try again. We get numbers 15. So it's actually the 16th item in the array. Numbers 15. All right. You could, if you're trying to get, I don't know, multiples of 10, you could say I times 10, and then all of a sudden you're going to get number 0. It's going to be 0, then number 1 is going to be 10, numbers 2 is going to be 20, numbers 3 is going to be 30, and so on and so forth. So now when I play, numbers 15 is 150. So this is a really easy way to make a whole bunch of variables all at once. If you want them to be random, if you want 25 random numbers, which comes up a lot that you might want 25 random numbers, instead of having an int data type, it needs to be a float. So change it here. So float numbers equals new float. And instead of numbers I equaling multiples of 10, I'm going to have it equal random between, I don't know, 1 and 100. So the 15th item in the array, the first time I play, I get 3 and 898 thousandths. If I play it again, I'll get a different random number. Quite different. So this is a good way to make a whole bunch of random numbers. So those are some of the different ways that you can initialize arrays of integer and float variables.